Joining us now is Father Peter Joyce from the Diocese of Worcester. Father, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very fine, thank you,
Good,
Jimmy.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And you're here to
be here.
Thank you. And you're here to discuss with us Little Audrey Santo, her story and film that is premiering. Can you tell us first a little bit about Little Audrey Santo?
Audrey Santo is a little girl who was born in the city of Worcester in 1983. And before she reached her 4th birthday, just actually 19 years ago yesterday on August 9th, she was outside for reasons that nobody really can explain. She got left alone and was found floating in a pool in a matter of minutes or seconds. There was a concern that she had inhaled water. They took her to a local hospital. Eventually what happened was that the hospital they brought her to treat for the trauma gave her an adult dosage of phenobarbital, which caused permanent brain damage. Many people thought that she was in a vegetative state. She was not. Technically, it was called akinetic mutism. She was very alert and aware of the world around her, but as a result of that, she lost her fine motor function. She's not able to pull a zipper, fasten a button, hold a spoon, do any of those things. And while she was in the hospital, someone came in to do physical therapy. Nobody knows why or who, but they dislocated both her hips and broke one of her leg bones. So from the time after that, she was never able to sit up again. Her family brought her home, which was the professionals thought she would be placed in an institution. The family took her home. They wanted to surround her with their love. They wanted her to be very much still a part of their family. And as she continued to grow, they would support and surround her, and then extraordinary things began to happen around her when, her presence and her faith. She was given permission. The family was given permission to be able to. When she made her first communion, the bishop gave permission for the Blessed Sacrament to be reserved in her room, so that when she watched Mass, they could be able to give her a small piece of the host. It's not something that's usually done, but because she was unable to sit, to be in a car, to get to Mass, he was concerned that giving her communion, she would have the ability to be able to receive more frequently. So the remarkable thing is that she spent the remaining years, 20 years of her life, in 24 hours, 7 days a week in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. And extraordinary things surrounded her and people who came to visit her.
Wow. You know, and it's a heartbreaking story, you know, just everything that happened, such a young little girl. But it's beautiful to see what God can do with those broken pieces, you know, and just all the miracles and all of the lives affected by her life and by her presence and by her witness. Can you tell us, I understand that there is a documentary coming out about Little Audrey Santo. Can you tell us a little bit about this documentary and how it relates to Little Audrey Santo?
But shortly after Audrey's death, there was permission granted for a foundation to promote the cause of her canonization. That's been almost 20 years now. Part of the result of that is it's not been able to follow all the bureaucratic protocol, as it were. And so the concern is that in this documentary, there isn't anything that has been done since Audrey left us to tell her whole life story. And many things were done during her lifetime. Unsolved Mysteries, 2020, 48 Hours, but nothing's been done since she left us. And so this documentary is to try to give people a little snapshot of what an amazing person she was, what an incredible life she lived, and that even now, 20 years later, people who turn to her, who look to her, find inspiration and strength and even an answer to prayers.
Wow, it's beautiful. And for all of our viewers, this documentary will actually be airing later this evening on Catholic TV. So yeah, I'll definitely make sure to check that out. But yeah, it's exciting, you know, and you alluded to the whole process of canonization. It's a whole long process. You know, a lot of times we hear, you know, this person just became a saint last year. Carla Acutis and Peter Joyce just became saints. But you don't often see everything that goes into that, you know, all the legwork And that's kind of where Little Audrey Santo is. She's really in that legwork stage. So can you tell us a little bit more about what that process is like?
So shortly after Audrey left us to go to the glory of God, people approached the family, and the interest was to be able to promote her cause. At one point, our Bishop McManus, who was the Bishop of Worcester, appointed a postulator and gave formal authority to the cause. But along the way, the particular piece of paper, the Libellus, was never signed. So the Libellus needs to be signed. Once the Libellus is signed, then an actual investigation, which is one side promotes, the other side actually is where we get the term the devil's advocate to argue against the cause for canonization. The investigation is done. When that reaches its conclusions, those are presented to the local bishop. If he approves and wants to pursue it, then he brings it to the Conference of Bishops, which would be here in the United States. And then once they approve that, then all of the documentation goes forward to the Vatican, where it would be reviewed then, and if approved at that level, a person becomes venerable, and then when there is a miracle, they become beatified, and after the beatification, there would be the need for yet another miracle to become a saint. Wow. So that's the protocol that was actually established by Pope St. John Paul II in the 1980s, and that's pretty much followed today in the church.
Right, and just to clarify, what stage is she at right now?
Right now, we're trying to be able to promote our awareness of her so that we can be able to have a petition drive to be able to petition the bishop to sign the Libellus.
Got it.
Which is what we hope the movie will promote. People will come to understand that, support that, learn about her, and be able to know her powerful, what we believe is a powerful intercessory ability.
Got it. So once again, our viewers, you can watch this documentary on Catholic TV tonight. But if anybody's not able to watch it, where can they go online to learn more?
So the foundation actually has a website, littleaudreysantofoundation.com. It's all one word put together. Nothing is capitalized. And we will upload a link to the film there as well, and also a lot of other information with regard to Audrey, her life story, and the work of the foundation that people can be able to help us with.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. And we're so grateful that you could share your witness and your relation with Little Audrey Santo and spread it to all of our viewers. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Jim.